Hi everyone, Kimberley here. Today I want to talk to you about what I like to call the universal spiritual mirror. It is at the core of oneness teachings. So I want to delve into it a little bit so you can have a better understanding about what oneness is in your real world, okay? Because sometimes, even though we try to understand what oneness is, try to practice oneness in action, sometimes it can seem a little bit metaphysical and not really applying to this real world, right? So I want to break it down with you a little bit, just so you can see the different elements of it and how you can apply it in your own life to really be and embody oneness in action. Okay, so the universal spiritual mirror. Basically, it means that everything is a reflection of you, of the one. Okay? In our duality reality, in the illusion, which is just a dimension of us anyway, we see separation. We see you and me as separate beings. We see separated life forces between the humans and the natural world, animal world, and so forth. However, we are of the one essence. We are source. We are the universe. Okay? It is just within this reality, in this life, that we experience a perception of separation. But underneath it all, at the very core of who we are, at the very core of what all beings are, is the universe, is source, is unconditional love. Okay, so it's one thing to kind of perceive this and go, okay, that's cool. We're all one, love and peace. But how do you use that in your reality to empower you and to manifest higher dimensions of you and manifest the alignment to your inner higher beings, to bring you back into alignment with peace and joy and harmony? So, when you're out there interacting with others and you experience an emotion in relation to that interaction, well, that's the universe moving through that dynamic to show you your belief system. If you have a negative emotion in regards to another, understand that that other person or other people did not create the situation. They are merely a universal mirror to your vibration, to your belief systems. So if it's a negative emotion that's elicited within you, then they are just highlighting, they become a vessel of the universe in that moment, a master teacher to reflect to you a limiting belief that you have not seen, that you're not aware of, something within your energy field that needs to come to attention for you to expand your consciousness, to live more in joy. Okay, so we tend to, when we are triggered in the moment, tend to focus on the other person, that they caused us harm, right? They created this. So understand it's not by accident. Everything is a reflection of the one. Of course, when you have a positive emotion that's also elicited, then they are a reflection to you, that are reflecting your vibration. Once again, that you have beneficial, empowering beliefs, validation from the universe that you're in alignment. Okay, so what do you do in those moments when you are triggered? Sometimes it can be hard when we're not in the present moment to jump to conclusions, to jump to judgment. If we're not in awareness in the present moment, we tend to go into our habitual thinking. So I invite you to practice more being in the present moment so you can be more aware of your thoughts in those moments. Of course, if you're triggered by lots of emotion, it can be challenging for you to be in the present moment, and that's okay. We are having a human experience here, right? So when you are triggered by negative emotion, I want you just to be in acceptance of it. Be in acceptance of the other person or the people, the situation at be. Try and detach yourself from the physical reality dimension of it and try and see the higher spiritual perspective. Try and see the spiritual mirror at play. And of course, if we're triggered of negative emotions, we might hold a lot of resistance. So it might, it blocks us off from seeing that clarity, right? So by you just practicing loving acceptance of yourself, of your emotion, of your thoughts, if you're aware of them in the moment, and also loving acceptance of the other person, you then energetically let go of the resistance. So you can more easily tap into the higher wisdom of the universe that is within you. That is the first step. Okay, so instead of seeing this other person as causing you harm or whatever negative belief you might have, try and see it as an opportunity for you to expand your consciousness. You can even be in those moments, have gratitude. You might not be able to see the soul lesson in this moment, but what you can do by extending self-love, not only to yourself, but also to the other, recognizing that that other person is a master teacher in that moment, a spiritual master teacher in disguise. You can practice appreciation in that moment. Remind yourself that you are unconditional love. Remind yourself that the other person or other people or situation is also unconditional love. Okay, remind yourself mentally and try and detach yourself from the physical dynamic of it if you can. And by being able to see that high spiritual moment, you'll find the dynamic will shift automatically, because it's like the universe is basically going, look, they're listening. They're paying attention to the spiritual truths here. So the dynamic will shift. All right? So you can, in that moment, actually ask, what is it that I'm not seeing? What is my limiting belief in this moment? Be creative around this dialogue. Perhaps it's just a judgment. And understand that some of our limiting beliefs are not wrong, okay? Since we're born here, we've been conditioned through society, through our upbringing, right? And just living our reality in this world, right? So understand some of our beliefs, you might seem right, but they are still limiting, okay? So I'm not saying that you manifested this situation, that you caused it. I'm not saying that you have the wrong thoughts here. Understand that through being here, living and breathing in our physical reality, we've adopted many limiting beliefs. Society conditions about how we should be in the world, what we should be in the world, how others should be, and so forth. Okay, so this process is part of the bigger picture on unlearning, right? Peeling back the layers of this conditioning that limits our power, replacing them with beneficial perspectives, right? In turn, by doing that, you actually change the biology in your brain, create new pathways in the brain, and of course, allows you to manifest high states of awareness. So you can do it in the moment, but of course, it takes practice. So this is just an example of the universal spiritual mirror at play here. Now, this is in all areas of our reality. It may not be a person, it may be a situation that maybe is not favorable, and you judge that situation. And maybe something is happening to you, but understand everything is happening for us for a high reason. So the same thing, see that situation with the universal spiritual mirror. Pay attention to your emotions. What is it telling you about your belief systems in those moments? And as you do this process, please be compassionate with yourself. Often we tend to judge ourselves, tend to judge our emotions, tend to judge our thoughts, especially when we're trying to manifest our reality. Understand that things happen for us for a reason. Sometimes very difficult situations happen for us because it's something we wanted to experience pre-birth in this reality to expand our consciousness. Particular reasons, okay, that are unique to you. So understand everything is happening for us. Every situation is happening for us. You get to a point, if you have this mindset of the universal spiritual mirror, that you will no longer fear fear itself, because you know it's just a master teacher in disguise. It's our perceptions of fear itself that creates further fear and further resistance. If we can change our perceptions to being triggered to fear itself, literally changes your life. Because you know everything is a blessing. Even though sometimes it's in disguise. So, to be aware of the universal spiritual mirror takes awareness in the present moment. So I invite you throughout your day, be present. When you can be present, and then when you're triggered, you can then more easily become aware of your belief systems. You can then more easily able to detach from the situation and see those high spiritual perspectives of the situation that is actually happening for your highest good. So you'll have that evidence. If you can do this, I mean, you can do it in the moment, you will see the dynamic change right in front of you. All of a sudden, the dynamic will shift to be a more favorable one. You don't even have to say a word. It is you just shifting your vibration and all others and all situations reflecting your vibration. You are love. So I invite you in your everyday life, can you extend unconditional love to yourself and also to others? Even if you do not agree with others' behaviors, it does not mean you have to agree with it. It just means you're in unconditional acceptance of it and seeing them from beyond the human condition, that they are in true form unconditional love also, despite their behaviors. Okay? This is what oneness in action is. So go play, go be, and then you'll manifest more joy and peace within yourself and the higher awareness of who you truly are. That is oneness. Well, thank you for watching. Until next time, love and light and the journey towards remembering it. Farewell.